Good evening and welcome again to another episode of the C-List Villains, your cultivators of comic culture. I'm your host, AJ. We've got E-Man, we've got Red in the building. Luke might jump on, but he's a busy man these days, so we'll see. How's everyone doing?
Just giving your, the facial expressions to your words. That's all I'm doing. I'm giving life.
Breaking news: Luke might join us later.
Thank you, Red.
Okay. All right.
That was wonderful. We need it. Fuck, man. Now that you have this goddamn soundboard, you have no power over me. Gandalf Stonebreaker.
Where's that from? That sounds very familiar.
It's Lord of the Rings. It's actually Two Towers. That's when Gandalf and the Fellowship went into Rohan and met the king of Rohan. He was all under this spell. You have no power over me, Gandalf. God.
So did everyone have a good weekend?
I actually had a Stormcrow, Gandalf Stormcrow, not Stormbreaker, Stormcrow. I had a nice weekend, man. I took the kids. It was kid centric. Let's just say that it was kid centric. I don't want to bore you with that, but
Well, I mean, what did you do? What?
So on Saturday we had a friend come over and we did what we used to do before is we would host a Korean barbecue night where we would bring out the grills and just start marinating some Korean beef and then get some banchan, and everyone just makes like wraps and Korean food. It's really good. So we had a buddy come over and he brought a bunch of bottles of alcohol.
Stuff.
Wait, what?
Do you cheat and use the jarred Korean marinade, or do you actually do the due diligence and make it from scratch?
I'm not that kind of Asian. We don't make it from scratch. We buy the jars. Not gonna lie, we cheat, buy the jars. I don't care. And what? So it was easy. I ate. It was good.
That's how it started too. It's until I learned the recipe. Yeah.
No, I don't know the recipe for any of the Korean.
I don't know where to find Asian pears.
Huh?
I don't know where to find Asian pears or Korean pears.
99 cents or 99 Ranch Market?
Well, I mean, out there, for him, he's not going to be able to find it. For us, because we live in metropolitan areas, we'd be able to find it. I was going to say, there's a couple of restaurants, there's a couple of markets over here, right? We're stupid, dude. But I forgot, he doesn't live, in a populated area. He lives out in the boonies.
Has it. I didn't want to, go out and get it. I'd just rather cheat like you and go get the jar.
Yeah, so.
What size did you make?
No, we didn't really make too many sides. We bought the banchan, so we just got the relish, seaweed, the little anchovies and peanuts. Then we got the crabs, just some stuff, man. It was pretty cool.
What does it? You have your own Funko? What's going on with that?
Wait, what? What are you talking about, sicko? I got a Funko Pop. I haven't seen this. I need to see this, sicko.
Funko Pop.
I need you to send this over to me, sicko. I need to see this. And then afterwards, then we took the kids to UC Berkeley because the UC Berkeley students were holding an orchestra and they were playing video game music and anime music. So they had Demon Slayer, they had Kingdom Hearts 3, they had some Studio Ghibli movie music. So it was really cool. The kids were like, "Oh man, dude, this is actually pretty cool." And then I took Eris, and she celebrated her birthday with her friends on Sunday. So it was a very kid heavy weekend for me.
Right.
You were playing reel. You were playing third reel on Sunday. That's what you're doing.
No, I was playing dad because I brought all her friends there.
Okay.
Her friends were there.
Friends are there, but the spotlight was between your kid and that other kid.
Yeah, that's her little boyfriend.
Little boyfriend? Did you see that little?
Yeah, actually he is. He's smaller than her. I made this video too. I just finished this video today where we took him to this indoor skydiving spot here in the Bay. It's called iFly. And the kids were in this big tube, huge fans, and they were just floating in the air. So I made a couple of videos of that. Probably gonna upload those on my private home video channel that I have. But they were cool, man. They were having a good time. They actually had a good time with that one also.
You didn't jump in there either?
Huh?
You didn't jump in the little air tube?
No. We had tickets for the kids.
Air tube? What?
So over here we have this spot called the iFly, and it's an indoor skydiving facility where they have
Okay,
these
okay,
huge fans, and you're in this tube, and like,
gotcha. Okay,
well, it's really dope. It's really fun.
Was
So
there a weight limit?
I did a video for them.
Was there a weight limit?
There is. There is. I mean, like, I can do it. I have to pay a little extra. And I'm only like 1 pound over. So like if I don't eat like chips and drink a lot of water for a whole week, then I might be able to do
I
it.
mean, you could poop that 1 pound out in.
I was thinking that. I was really thinking that.
what about you, Red? What did you do over the weekend?
I had diarrhea.
Okay.
All right. So now that he killed the show, fucking Red. Thanks, man.
Well, you were talking about anime, and I don't think we brought this up last Monday. I don't. When did he pass away? It was just recently, right? Like last.
Well, we
First.
all found out like last week, but he passed away on March 1st. Akira
Oh, what?
Toriyama. Yeah, he passed away on March 1st.
Yeah, he had a tumor in his brain, and the family wanted at least a week to announcing his death out in the world. So they spent the whole week, doing the funeral arrangements, and then let the news out the week.
So
yeah, they
for
said that it was
those
very private. It was a very private moment, ceremony.
those who don't know, Akira Toriyama was the creator of Dragon Ball, and I that's news to me. He passed away March 1st, actually, but we didn't find out till last week.
Yeah.
We didn't really get to talk about it last Monday, so guess we should talk about it today. I would say that the effect that he gave the world is it's not really comparable because I mean, yes, we all know Akira was the one that the anime that kind of brought more popularity to the Western, but or I mean, let anime known to the Western world, right? But it's really Dragon Ball when you really think about it, that made it like made anime mainstream in a sense. I would say.
Did he do the Akira movie also?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like.
But I mean, no, I'm saying like when Akira came out, that was the first like Japanese anime that the Western world
At least as far as
found out about.
picture movie, right? And then when it came out to Dragon Ball, then it was an ongoing series that everybody really got into.
See, that's okay. So I watched Dragon Ball Z like in the late 80s, early 90s with my cousin. My cousin had this membership to this Japanese video store up in San Francisco. We would go there. We would rent Dragon Ball Z videotapes, like VHS video. And then he had the two-head VHS. So he would actually rent one and then record it. We didn't know what was going on. We made up our own story, but it was like really cool because like we kind of got the gist of it, right?
Yeah.
And like some of our favorite episodes were like the ones with Majin Buu, like the first time they went fusion, one of the first times we met Gohan and Goten, those were really cool to me, but I never ever really fell into watching Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z like a lot of people did. However, I know it sounds so hipster of anyone, but I did watch it before it was popular here in the States.
Right.
And it was really cool. It was still
Yeah.
pretty cool. Like it was still part of my childhood in one way or another.
Yeah. I mean, I remember watching Dragon Ball. Like, well, it's funny because Dragon Ball Z came out here before Dragon Ball because they pretty much knew that the guy. I watched a documentary, or not even documentary. I saw something on YouTube about it, and the guy who brought Dragon Ball Z to the States was actually the same guy who I think who created Funimation, if I'm mistaken, if I'm correct.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and basically, they eliminated Dragon Ball altogether and started off with Dragon Ball Z. And that I remember watching those first episodes like Sunday morning, and I was, what is this? What's going on? It's like straight up fighting, and then like the cool thing is like when like I remember you would watch you'd watch the characters fight, and it's like just like little flashes, and like they're like, oh, you can't see what's going on, but the other characters, they would show their faces, and they would like you'd follow their eyes.
Oh yeah. They're off on the side. There's like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
You don't really see what's going on. You see they're off, and they get back together, and then you just see this, and then they fall apart, and then they get back together and start fighting again. Though that's what made that show fun, is because there was a lot more. We didn't really know it, but there was a lot more imagination that was needed because of that. Because you're like, oh, what kind of fight? What's happening there? Because they were just so fast. Like it was so fast, and with the technology that they had back then, they had to make it that fast, right? They had to just every frame was a completely different image. So they had to get really, really creative with it. Psychotron's asking, what's the difference between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z? Well, Dragon Ball is the first show. It was the original. This is actually when Goku was.
Hey, wait, are those my cards?
Those are your cards.
I was looking for them.
Here. They're right here. I found your cards here.
He didn't find them. He knew that they were there. He just didn't want to show them. He just needed.
I was looking for them. I was like, dude, where are all my cards at? And I'm like, I don't know where they're at, dude. Like, did I toss them?
Oh no.
Sicko. So Dragon Ball is the pretty much think of it as like the first generation. It was Goku when he was a kid and he was going through his adventures, and then Dragon Ball Z is Goku and his family, and then like all the new characters like Cell and Frieza, and then this is like when Goku dies. But as soon as when they find like all the Dragon Balls, they pretty much wish him back.
Well,
Dragon Ball Z.
This is Goku in his 20s, and then like you said, Dragon Ball Super is another arc.
We're not talking about Super. Don't bring up Super. He's just talking Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z.
And Dragon Ball
Super and GT. No reason to bring those up right now.
What? Wait, you don't like Super? Super is good.
It's over 9,000.
Why did you let him have the soundboard, AJ?
I did not let him with anything.
I'm looking at you.
Hey, Red, speaking of cards, do you have my Oakland A's team set?
No, I don't think so.
He has to in that mess of a room that he's got back. I'm sure he's got like.
I don't remember seeing it. I don't remember seeing it. I remember seeing his Atari set, and I gave that to him. And then
no, I don't. I gave you my Atari set. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I gave it back to you.
No, I don't have it. I never have it.
Wait,
I gave you my Atari set. Yeah, Oakland A's you said?
Yeah, I had an Oakland A's.
No. Oh. Keep an eye out for it, but no.
All right. I can't remember. I mean, if I gifted them to you, I gifted them to you. But if you don't want them, and if it's too much clutter, you can send them back to me.
Yeah, I'll give it to you when I see you.
All right.
I'll give it to you when I see you. Hey, Marcel.
Hey, she's back on. Did we ever find out what was going on with the thing, or
figured it out? I figured it out. All fixed.
Red. Man, he's just on it this week.
Red, what are your thoughts on Oh.
Oh.
What are your thoughts, Red, on Akira Toriyama? How much do you think it influenced your love for anime?
As far as his IP goes, I loved every minute of Dragon Ball Z, and all the other incarnations of it. And the best I could describe it, he's the Stan Lee of that universe. He created that universe for us to enjoy, which expanded to even more universes and dimensions. Because now in Dragon Ball Super, we're dealing with different Earths or different universes there. So it's kind of crazy. But there are a couple of things as far as the character development I'm a little bit mad about, but that's it's his world. It's how he tells it. And he was in the middle of like working on the next arc.
Next arc.
Yeah, for Dragon Ball and other. I guess another. I forgot that one we were supposed to watch last Comic Con. The
Oh,
one.
the movie, the animated movie.
Yeah, I think it was a follow up to that. But other than that, I am sad that we don't get to see anything more from him. But I'm pretty sure he has other people working on those other projects. You know, in the event of his death.
See, and this is funny because, like, for me, Toriyama's work, yes, it resonates with Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball, and it's gonna be that. I mean, it's world renowned. But because I'm a gamer, for me, my introduction to him was, well, I shouldn't say introduction. My world that I identify with him was actually Chrono Trigger, that PlayStation game, that RPG.
Did he create that game or something?
Yeah,
Or?
yeah.
Oh, wow,
he was the designer for the characters on that one. And I'm like, dude, these characters look like Dragon Ball Z characters.
I have to look. Chrono Trigger, you said?
Chrono Trigger, yeah. So like, he was the artist. He was the conceptual artist. He was the character artist for that one right there. Now he didn't do the directing. He didn't do any of the producing. But
he designed the characters.
He was the main artist. He helped design the characters, but him along with Hironobu Sakaguchi, who is the creator of Final Fantasy, those two got together, and then they ended up creating Chrono Trigger, which is also one of the best video games of all time, like one of the best RPGs of all time. And so that's my association with Akira.
Does how come there's only one that they never like made sequels to it?
Well, there was a sequel to it called Chrono Cross, which was it was funny because it was highly revered, but a lot of the gamers who played it, they're like, what the hell is this? Like, it has nothing to do with Chrono Trigger, but it does, which is really weird. It's got like a weird connection to it. Originally it was launched on the PlayStation, but Chrono Trigger was originally launched on the Super Nintendo. So there was a connection.
Okay.
Yes, Red. Yes.
That was a Chrono Trigger sound.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, for me, and Chrono Trigger is like one of the best RPGs that I've ever played, and it was really cool. It's only like a 25-hour long RPG just to finish from beginning to end, but it was super, super vast. Like for its time, it was a really, really good RPG. Old school sprite, 16-bit RPG, just fantastic game.
Was it a run and gun or was it a?
No, not run and gun. It was a turn-based RPG. Like it was similar to Final Fantasy.
Okay.
Very similar to Final Fantasy, but there was there was time travel involved in the storyline, and it was really cool. It was really nice.
Okay, I probably didn't have patience to play that game either.
Yeah, you have to be a special-minded kind of a human to play RPGs like that.
Yeah, I was never big on RPG games because I never understood, like, you're not really fighting, you're telling them what to do.
Yeah. It's very, action-based, right? It's all right, this movement goes with this. Bless you.
Excuse me, thank you.
This movement goes with this attack goes with that. Oh, you're a fire character, let me attack you with water, or you're an electric character, let me attack you with ice, or some shit like that, right? And it was
and I never understood the whole like you tell them, you make a move, and then the opponent or the antagonist or whoever you're fighting makes another move, but you can't like dodge or anything.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Well, you can actually use a move in some RPGs, like later iterations of like turn-based RPGs. Yeah, there was. But yeah, I mean, it's moved away from that. It's all action RPG now. It's running gun. It's Ghost of Tsushima, but like you get to upgrade weapons and stuff like that. You earn your experience points and stuff like that. But yeah, old school RPGs are just they hold a special place in my heart for sure.
So you played or you finished since we're talking about video games, you finished Death Stranding, right?
Not yet.
I played maybe 2 hours of it. I can't get into it. I can't.
I told you. I told you. AJ asked. I talked about it like not too long ago, and I was like, "Oh, hold on, that's." It is a tough game to get into if you're not into trying something new, and I completely get it. It is a great game. It is a great game. It can be boring. I mean, you're essentially an Amazon delivery guy, just with not so many words. But you're
But I mean, if I keep playing, will the action pick up?
yes. However, it's not the kind of action that you think. The idea behind this is to put all of these new cities or all these cities in this broken United States back on what they call the chiral network. So that way everyone can talk to each other again. And
Yeah.
you're starting from Washington and you have to go all the way to California. But like your main mission is to go rescue your sister. But along the way, you're trying to connect all these cities back onto the United States network because of the Death Stranding, because of what happened with the whole animals and this disease that's happening across the nation. And in the meantime, you're helping create the nation by delivering parts and stuff like that, delivering supplies to essentially people who are just off the network. So the game itself is not bad. The storytelling is very good. It's a gorgeous looking game.
Yeah,
But
it is.
when
It
you
looks nice.
actually, yeah, but when you actually play it, you're just going back and forth between points, delivering stuff. I'm stuck on this part of the game where I'm trying to create roads, and the roads really matter in this game, so that way you can get back and forth pretty easily. And I'm stuck on that. Like I really enjoy building the roads, but again, it's got almost an RPG type element to it. So if you're not into RPGs, and if you're not into like Hideo Kojima weird storytelling, it really isn't for it. This game isn't for everyone. It really isn't.
Well, I mean, that's the thing because I've played Metal Gear Solid, one of the games. I actually still had it. I think it's Guns of the Patriots for PS3.
Oh yeah, that's PS3.
And I remember saying, "Oh yeah, that was a pretty entertaining game." So I thought it might be something very similar, but it's not.
No, it's not. It's nothing like his Metal Gear Solid games. That's funny you bring that up. I was actually in the process. I was playing Metal Gear Solid 2 on my Vita because I'm like, oh, let me go back and play it. But his storytelling in any of his games, they're great. They got a bunch of really good twists and whatnot, including Death Stranding. But he's working on Death Stranding 2, which is cool. And on top of that, he's working on another game, supposedly because people are like, well, we need another Metal Gear. But since he doesn't own the IP for that, he's like, well, I'm going to start like a whole
Fresh,
new,
yeah.
a whole new storyline, a whole new stealth mode type video game. But it's not going to be Metal Gear, but it's going to be something completely different. So it's I'm looking forward to like what's going to happen with Hideo Kojima. I actually have a here, hold on.
Yards!
I actually have the Death Stranding for PS4 right here, signed by Hideo Kojima.
He
And
was
that's
doing a GameStop signing, right?
yep,
Isn't that-
doing a,
yeah.
yep during a GameStop sighting. Man, I'm like, what the hell? And he's like one of the people that I wanted to meet. Like I have a list of people that I really want, like celebrities, and he was one of them. So I'm like,
How long was the line for that?
I got in line like at 5:00 in the morning, and he didn't get there till like 3:00 in the afternoon.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I was there all day. Met people, hung out with people. We're all like, "I'll get pizza, but you get the beer" and stuff like that. It was pretty funny. Like you do stuff like that. You tend to meet people in line, and everyone becomes like best friends for like 12 hours. And everyone's, I'll hold your spot. Go to the bathroom, or hey, go to get something to eat. Could you hold the spot? It was pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Was it one signature per?
Yeah, unfortunately, it was one signature per. But it was cool because it was both Hideo Kojima and the lead designer. I forgot what his name was. Let me see. Let me look for it. It was Hideo Kojima and Yoji Shinkawa. He was the lead artist for the game.
All right.
Yeah,
I just happened to look up how much his signature is going for.
I don't see any Death Stranding video games online. Like everything is posters or shirts, but like even just his basic signature on some things, like people are asking like top dollar because he never
Yeah.
shows up to anything. He doesn't show up
Yeah.
to anything, dude. That dude's elusive.
You mean not showing up to those stuff in U.S. shores?
Like
Or-
nowhere. He doesn't do any kind of video. He doesn't do any kind of signings like that. He doesn't show up to like events or anything like that. But when he does, it's like he's up there. Like he's top in the video game world. He's like at the very top of like creators. Like if they create something, like oh, people are gonna listen.
He's the Stan Lee of video game creators.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that
No?
far, but he is up there. He is up there. You know, it's almost like he has his own category.
Who would be the Stan Lee of video game creators? I guess the Mario guy. The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, it would probably be him. But there's a lot of people like there, like the people who like the guy who created Super Mario Brothers, like he would be up there. The guy who created Final Fantasy, Hironobu Sakaguchi, he would be up there.
that was a mouthful.
Hironobu Sakaguchi, yeah. Hideo Kojima, he's up there. You know, there's and these are like old people. Like the newer studios have like their guys, right? They're cool, but the older studios they'll have like that one guy, like the guy who created the Devil May Cry series. That fucking dude's eccentric as shit too. Long black, he's always wearing like a leather coat, like a rock star. He walks around, he's a goddamn rock star, dude. It's so funny.
So is he like the guy from Grandma's Boy?
Very much so, but just actually cooler though. Like actually cooler.
Adios, turd nuggets.
That guy is fucking funny. He was
Well,
also in Avatar too. The actor who did that was also in Avatar. The Way of the Water. No. The first Avatar, James Cameron's Avatar. He was one of the scientists.
Oh, okay. I saw Dune 2 over the weekend, and we talked about it for a little bit off air. I want to say that it was a really good movie. I was not expecting it to be as good as I thought because the hype for it was so unreal. But it really did live up to the hype. And like I was telling you before we got on live, I feel like this Dune 2 is what the Star Wars prequels should have been, story-wise.
How so? What makes you say that?
So, without spoiling too much, I feel like the main character, Paul Atreides, is like Anakin Skywalker. Like you root for him, and then you could see him turning evil. And I kind of feel like that's how Anakin should have turned. It should have been like this slow, gradual, and then like, you know, he does some stuff that's like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
But that would have taken another 3 movies.
Well, see, I mean, not
yeah.
to get into too much of a tangent, I always felt that like the Anakin story, the prequels should have started off with episode 2, like Anakin was already a teenager. I don't think we really needed to see him as a kid.
But that's like asking Jesus not to be born.
Well, I mean, they could have talked about it, like, you know, they could have mentioned it, how he became, like, you know, a quick little discussion.
Yeah. But again, it's whether you or not you want to do the origin story for your main character or you want to already jump into that thing. Yeah, it still would have been squeezed into another episode for Lucas to write. And it says Lucas borrowed from Dune heavily. Yeah, if you read the books, I didn't read the books.
Yeah, and there's quite a few books. I think there's like four or 5 books in the Dune series. And yeah, Dune came out long before Star Wars did. So
yeah,
Dune is actually an influence on Star Wars. So that being said, I mean that's why there's a lot of similarities between the Dune movie and the Star Wars movie. And then on top of that, if you don't know, Brad, I'm going to spoil this part for you, but there's going to be a part 3. There's more to this
They
story.
left it very much like there's gonna be a part 3. So
Yeah, there's a lot more story to tell, but the whole thing between House Atreides, and everything that's going on in there, it's originally in the 1970s. I watched this documentary on this guy who was supposed to create the Dune movies, but because of technology, he couldn't really create the movie that he wanted. I think it's not Dennis Villeneuve, because that's the creator now, but like there was this guy in the 70s who wanted to create the Dune movies before Star Wars did, but because of technology they couldn't really make the movie. He had this huge grand vision, but they couldn't get the budget for it. So that was all scrapped. So when the first movie was announced, and then you realize that, oh shit, there's gonna be a second part, they're actually going to expand and not make this just a one and done movie like they did in the 80s. There's going to be an actual legacy story that's going to go on with this, and they're actually going to input a lot of what happened in the books into it. So I know I'm looking forward to watching Dune 2. I really am. Just haven't had time to do it. But it's exciting times with this movie because it's finally the one movie that a lot of sci-fi nerds have been waiting for, and it's finally being done, and it's getting done correctly.
Yeah, I mean, like I never read the book, but I would say that the story is really good. It's not as action packed, but the action is good. Like I wouldn't even say the action is really great actually. So it's not all action, but when you do get it, it's really good action, and the story is very, very well written and well acted as well.
Was the original guy Kyle MacLachlan having any?
No, I don't think you like a little Easter egg type of thing.
Yeah.
No,
Not even Sting, huh? Not even Sting.
Going back to that. It's funny too, because growing up, I actually enjoyed the Dune movies, or the Dune movie. I was like, this movie's cool. Between that one, Flash Gordon, and there was a third movie in the 80s that was similar, that had that one throwing star that was like a knife, and it was like a 5-starred.
Oh,
Was it Cole? I thought it was. I thought it was that. Yeah, those.
It's Krull. Krull. Krull.
Yeah, something like that. And growing up, man, those 3 movies were I thought they were really dope. Like I really enjoyed
What was
those.
another Saturday afternoon HBO on repeat kind of deal?
Yeah. And I'm just realizing too, like freaking Liam Neeson was in that movie.
oh really?
Yeah, Liam Neeson was that. It looks like he was the head guy or one of them.
So I was asking, would you rather have seen the books rebooted in a new version of the TV series instead of the movies?
You know, I think if they made it into a TV show, they wouldn't have made the CGI would not have been as good, because this was really good CGI. Like the money that they spent on it.
It would have to start off like how Game of Thrones did. Let's say, for example, so that way they have all of the book's information. I do believe that a TV series would stretch out the storyline a lot better, right? But it would be like Game of Thrones, where they would have a smaller budget and then expand on it, and in hopes that they can tell the story cohesively over 10 episodes, right? But it's one of those things where it needs to grow. I think gambling with the movie, the way they're doing it, though we're not getting all the story, I think that we're getting a good enough amount of the story that matters.
We're getting the main story of Dune, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was talking to one of my friends, and he was telling me how, like, I guess Denis Villeneuve, the director, is only doing 3, which is good, because after that it gets really, really crazy as far as the storyline goes. So all you really need is the Paul Atreides story, and then that's all you really need to know. Are you gonna watch it, Red?
I have to watch the first one.
Oh yeah, watch the first one, dude. The first one was really good.
See, that's the thing. I didn't like the first one. I thought it was way too slow.
The first movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I liked it. I'm not gonna lie. It being slow like that, I didn't mind it at all, because it was very story heavy. I was very much like, oh man, I wanna I want to see the sandworms. I want to see this. I want to see that. But it was setting up a lot of the pieces, and they were really getting more into House Atreides and like all the different houses. Whereas the first original movie, they really didn't. It was all mentioned, and it was just like, oh, we're gonna try to do this. But the costuming in it is gorgeous, and it's such a trip. It's such a trip how a movie based in sand on a sand planet for all of the movie has just kept everyone's attention. Whereas with Star Wars, they needed to change sceneries. You know, they needed to go to a swamp. They needed to go to space. They needed to go to a desert. They needed to switch up sceneries to keep the people's attention. But this movie is so well done. It could be set in literally in a sand dune, and it's coming out as one of the best movies, you know, of the decade.
Stargate.
Wait, what?
You forgot Stargate.
Stargate was going back and forth between sand and space.
No space there. It was all just going between all on the sand. All on the
talking about the TV show or the movie?
Movie.
The movie sucked. Dune's better. We're not talking about Stargate. Fuck Stargate.
Disqualified.
I mean, I would say
read.
I would say, Red, if you watch Dune 1, you may not get entertained. Like, it may not sell you on watching Dune 2, but if you do watch it, you do need a little bit of the backstory, but it'll be worth it when you watch Dune 2.
You need it for all the backstory. Just watch it.
All right.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie, Red. I really enjoyed it. I really thought, like, wow, that was a really well put together movie.
Having me homework? Is that what it is?
I mean, if you want to watch Dune 2, then I suggest watching Dune 1, but I don't think it's required.
Why watch Empire before watching Star Wars?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I will say one thing that was a little that threw me off a little bit. The one of the antagonists, he's the guy that played Elvis in the Elvis movie, right?
Mm-hmm. Austin something, right?
Yeah, I could have sworn there's a couple scenes where he's talking and he sounds like Elvis, and I'm like, wait, did he just forget to like change his voice?
Gotta win this race.
It sounded just like that, yeah.
He's all singing his lines. Oh, here's a movie that here's a documentary that I was looking for. It's called Jodorowsky's Dune, and it's based on cult film director Alejandro Jodorowsky, whose unsuccessful attempt to adapt the Dune movies in the mid-70s. So like he tried to actually do it, and he wanted to keep with he wanted to stay in line with what the books were, but studios wouldn't give it to him and stuff like that. So it was like a failed attempt. And then the 1982 movie came out. So like it's a really fascinating documentary on someone attempting to create Dune like the proper way.
Right.
It's called Jodorowsky's Dune. Here, I'll put it in the chat.
Did the original Dune movie in the 80s was that a success or no?
No. It was a failure in the movie theaters. I watched it like on HBO. I was like, oh, it's sci-fi. This is cool. I'm 6, 7 years old at the time. Oh, pew pew.
This is Star Wars. This is Star Wars if you get a part.
Yeah, and that was funny because like I remember my mom be like, "This isn't Star Wars. I need you to understand this is not Star Wars." I'm like, "It's a space movie." She's like, "It's not Star Wars." I'm like, "Oh, it's a Star Wars." She's like, "Fucking whatever, stupid ass ADHD kid. Okay, just go watch it. It's not Star Wars. Just remember this." Okay, mom. And yeah, and I watched it like, this isn't Star Wars. I'm like, you idiot, it's not. I'm like, I was like, where's the lightsabers? I was so bad. But again, I was 7, 8 when that movie came out. So
yeah. Well, let's move on to a little bit of some comic news. Not so much really comics, but I did see this, and I know Red, you posted this in our little thread here. X-Men 97 cartoon hasn't even come out yet, and there's already drama.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is insane. Red, what do you know about this?
Yeah, give us a little backstory on this, Red.
All I know is the dude got fired before the thing started, so I'm not even quite sure yet the reason why he was fired. So, you tell me.
Yeah, so basically to breaking news, if you don't know or already know
Breaking news, you said? Hold on.
Oh shit.
Okay,
That's
go ahead.
That's breaking news.
Yeah, I had two of them.
No, I like the original. At least do the original.
that one's more breaking news.
There you go, breaking news.
That's
Breaking
more
news: the director and showrunner of X-Men '97, Bo DeMayo, has been fired by Marvel Studios. Red, what do we know about this?
Well, he was a writer for
Fantastic! It was insane. AJ, what do you? I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love you, Red.
Red, this was your article. So I mean, you got first dibs on your thoughts.
I had no idea that the X-Men 97 was about to come out, nor
Wait, at all?
at all. And then this
I
guy,
thought everyone knew about that. No,
everyone knew about it.
I did not know. And I thought it was just gonna be a rehash of the comic books that came out a couple of years ago.
No, it's a continuation of the '90s TV show set in 1997.
Oh, is that why they're always memeing the rogue ass thing, right?
yeah, because they changed
the Wolverine
the
missing Jean Grey picture. Yeah, it's blowing up because we've known about this show for years. It's coming out this week.
Because when as a kid in 1997, I tried to get into the original cartoon, but then they gave us the bait and switch where you thought it was going to be super anime, but they gave you an American adaptation of what an anime is supposed to look like.
Wait, it never gave me an anime vibe.
It never gave me that fake tone of to me it was a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, it looked like a Saturday morning cartoon.
It was a horribly written, not written, but drawn and designed cartoon.
Yeah, it's American cartoon. It's on par with like G.I. Joe. I get it, but everything's not going to be anime. It's not going to be like top notch like Japan.
I was spoiled by anime. That's why I was expecting.
See, look, with Akira Toriyama passing away, like it just carries over, doesn't it?
A little bit, but even then, the anime in the late '70s was still comparably better than the American animation in the '90s.
So this is ADHD Talk with Red, where we went on a tangent where we talked about X-Men '97, and now we're talking about 1970s animation. Red, please continue.
Well, I mean, okay.
Right, Moon Knight, the TV show.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
As far as I know, I don't know why he got fired, and the rumors are saying it's some racist thing, but
the rumors. The crazy thing that I do know is that even his social media accounts were deleted. Like it was almost immediate. Like there was no warning, there was nothing. It was, by the way, you're fired. No social media presence. You're not even showing up to any of the press releases. It's a wrap, but nobody knows why. I don't want to speculate on why until we get hard information. But
do you think we'll hear anything?
They probably pull a Justin Roiland.
We will eventually, because this is too big of a piece of news for us not to get some kind of explanation. However, no one really has to tell us anything either.
Yeah.
For example, I'm just throwing out an example, okay? And this has nothing to do with anything other than no one has any responsibilities to us fans. Recently, my favorite band, Slipknot, they fired their drummer. Before that, they fired their media guy. No explanation. The drummer's been there for 10 years. He's replacing another drummer that passed away. And it's like, well, what the fuck happened? Why are you getting rid of him? And everyone was just like, creative differences. That's all we're going to say. And they really don't have to say shit. So I'm wondering if that's the same route that's going to happen here where, hey, guess what? Sorry about this, guys, but the head runner, he's out. And that's all you're going to have. and when we have nothing to say to anyone about anything, unless it's like big time news, like something really fucked up happened.
And if the thing sucks, and they could actually blame the guy that just fired.
That's true. There you go. Yeah.
I mean, there was
I'm
already
more surprised that E-Man says Slipknot is his favorite band. I mean, I'm just like,
well, it's my favorite rock band. It really is.
okay.
They
I thought it was more of like you're more of a Korn guy.
I like Korn. Korn's cool, but no. Slipknot's since '99. Surprisingly, like since '99, like I was like, who the fuck are these guys? And yeah, Slipknot's been my band. Even like the last two albums that sucked, I'm like, I'm still gonna stick with you guys.
Such an eclectic musical taste.
Yeah.
I remember back in high school, I went to your house. There was like a little hangout get together, and you were like really pushing some sort of like rock thing, and I was like, what the fuck is this music?
You used to go from Wu-Tang to heavy metal.
Metallica. Yeah, it would be Wu-Tang. It would be Tribe Called Quest.
EDM music, house music, because he's a fucking e-head over here, and
yeah. I really do have like a large like.
What about Limp Bizkit? Were you ever a Limp Bizkit fan?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Matter of fact, I still kind of listen to Limp Bizkit now. I'm not gonna lie, they were cool back then. Yeah. They call you know what they call that shit now? Divorced dad rock or divorced dad music. Like,
wow.
I mean, oh fuck, that's
so well.
You're right. Yeah, you're really right.
The Limp Bizkit with Method Man is a really good song, though.
Yeah. So. I literally have like their first two albums still on rotation on my Spotify just because I really enjoyed them, you know. So, but Slipknot was my band. You know? But going back, you know, basically what I was trying to say is that no one really has any. They don't have to say shit to anyone, especially when you're that high up as like Marvel and Marvel Studios.
Do you think this changes anything? Like, I mean, if the show does well, I mean, they're gonna keep going, right?
Yeah, because Marvel's kind of like hanging by a thread right now, right?
They're going to bring a showrunner to write the next season if it's good this season.
See, because what I read also is that this guy right here, what's his name, Bo DeMeo, like he was already talking to his crew about seasons 2 and 3, right?
So there's already a plot already.
Yeah, there's already something out at least to go a couple of seasons. Here's the only thing that I think that's going on with this, and this is the only. I'm not trying to be politically incorrect, so I'm going to go ahead and say that now. Okay.
Okay.
But I think it probably stems from the fact. Oh, I don't want to say the fact, but it's probably stemming from when he changed Morph from being male to non-binary, because there was a lot of talk about that recently, that how are they going to change Morph to be non-binary, and he was already a man, and why do you got to do that? And I get it, like, don't change the legacy character's character. I still stick with that term right there, you know. But another thing that bothers me is that the term non-binary wasn't even around in '97. So why even do that? So I'm wondering if it has something to do along those lines. Now, I'm not saying it's those words exactly, but along those lines of him maybe, you know, changing too much.
I don't know. I mean, Morph died in the first episode of X-Men '97, though.
Not at X-Men '97, X-Men.
Well, I mean, you know what I meant.
But he did come back. He came back later on.
I remember.
Yeah, he came back later.
Like a half dead kind of guy, you know, because he had the bags under his eyes.
Yeah, it was very Optimus Prime-ish where he comes back. But yeah, he came back in the later episodes of X-Men.
Okay. All right. Do we want to move on to our 80s movie?
Did you watch it?
Well, no. I mean, we were read last week you wanted to do Soul Man.
Oh.
Let me pull that up. Because I put up.
Why do you say it like that, E-Man? You think we should?
No. Because I'm still trying to catch up to like what we do now. So we end the show now with like an 80s movie that like we want people to kind of
flashback watch. 80s. We watch a trailer of an old 80s movie.
I like this. If we're ending the show with like, all right, you know, before we end the show, let's go ahead and show you. I like that idea. Show us. So
let me pull this up. getting it ready because I wanted to do the Crow one since you brought it up, but okay.
Oh, you want to do Crow? We could do.
Wait, Crow's 90 though. You can't do that's if we're sticking with 80s movies.
No, Crow was like 1983.
Wait, what are you talking about?
What are
Brandon
you
Lee
talking about?
Crow? No.
Not Crow, like the one you're talking about with the guy with the
Kroll. Yeah.
Oh,
I apologize.
thing.
I
But
apologize.
here's Soul Man. Here's Soul.
E-Man, wait, hey, E-Man, have you seen this movie?
I think so. Hold on, wait. Isn't this another one where the dude plays blackface?
Yes.
Yes.
See Thomas
Yes.
Howell.
Yes.
Here we go.
Piss off all the fucking Gen Zers.
Well, don't say that. No.
Yeah.
Tuition and fees. $10,493.
Harvard Law School. This is a big day for all of us. That's why I've decided to let you pay your own way.
Estimated annual living expenses.
You ever applied for a loan before?
$7,500.
Mr. Watson, you don't pay your bills. Get out.
Total for 3 years of law school.
Wait a second, look at this. Full tuition for the most qualified applicant, most qualified black applicant.
$53,979. Don't you think you're overreacting? No.
Congratulations, Mr. Watson.
Thank you, sir.
Oh
I'll do
man.
my best.
Oh my goodness.
Some people will do anything to get into Harvard.
It's gonna be great. These are the 80s, man. It's the Cosby decade.
But Mark Watson, all
Yes!
it took was a little soul.
I'd like to meet my good friend, Kareem Abdul-Ali.
We got Washington here on the coin toss, so he'll take Leon.
That's Watson.
Right. Sorry, Marcus.
Yeah, there may be a problem here. His roommate was a
What?
black Negro.
A black Negro?
You know, there's something really strange
Let's
about
say
it.
chai
What
tea.
it is.
Oh, God, is she beautiful? You gotta believe me.
He must have learned a great deal more than you're bargained for.
Don't tell her you're white.
What's going on?
Can we blame him for the color of his skin? Mom, Dad, I'm black.
What? No, you're crazy.
Mark Watson. Come on now!
From the producer of Risky Business, Soul Man. He didn't give up. He got down.
Not out.
Oh
You
my
really
god.
hate the Beach Boys now?
Wow. I cannot believe they said that.
That is so cringy.
I don't know how that popped up in the top left box versus Nazi is the next thing to play.
Oh my god, I remember that movie. I do.
Yeah, because we were on some like a tangent after we did the experts, and we were wondering like what happened to the other guy that played opposite of John Travolta, right? And so we found Soul Man, which again he played the opposite against C. Thomas
See
Howell.
Thomas Howell.
And there's other stars like Ray Don Shong and
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones.
Craig T. Nelson is in there as plays the dad. And
That's who it was. I was trying to figure out who that was.
the other one was Julia Louis Dreyfus was in there.
Yeah, it looked like it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think that movie's gonna fly today.
It
Nor
would definitely not fly today.
Oh no. If people are so hung up over Tropic Thunder, they would lose their shit with that one.
Over Tropic Thunder because they made it work. Whereas like they're making fun of a guy being a serious actor and then trying to get into the character that he wants to play.
Oh my god! I
just wanted to get into college, and the only way to get into college, you get a tuition
is to be black.
To be black, so I can see that now being a hot button issue because now we got, we have trans.
It's okay to say these words. Like I don't understand why people are afraid to say terms like trans, black, Jew, gay. It's okay.
Now trans crossing over sports, and then we have I forgot that one lady, but she also claimed to be black. And then
Dolias or whatever.
Yeah. She just got fired from her job too, just recently. It was all over the news. Like, oh, that lady.
What was the other one? Oh, like on "Don't Be a Menace While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood."
Yeah.
Well, we had the Muslim guy who had I guess you like white women, but they had to be dressed up in a dashiki, something like that, right?
You know, oh, hold on, and then there was white girls too, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that was
Oh, yeah,
another
yeah.
blatant like, yeah, it's a black man being white, you know, and then a
Yeah.
white man being black. Like, shut the fuck up, have fun, just calm down, Gen Z. All right, relax. It's entertainment. All right.
Entertainment, but
However,
back in the 80s, yeah, that was entertainment for us.
I don't know if I could like if this came on. There's a part of me is like I don't think I could watch it now. Honestly, though.
There's so many tropes about
outbreaks.
And what's that word I'm looking for? Not just tropes, but
stereotypes.
Stereotypes. Thank you. Stereotypes about he got him. But they got this black guy on his team. He's gonna be like he's our secret weapon.
He's a secret weapon. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you're black. Oh yeah, we got you. You remember the most athletic. You know.
And then you saw him like join the Black Panthers, which is another thing. And he got Don Chong at the end. But he had to apologize profusely for saying he was black.
That shit would not fly today whatsoever. It would not.
Yeah, it's right. Like the same dude from The Experts, or at least the same kind of archetype that they had from Teen Wolf, where it's the guy who's egging him on.
Yeah.
Do it. Like, come on. Yeah. You have to get into college.
In order for you to get into college, just be black. You have to be black for 3 years.
Like, cool, it'd be cool, you know.
Oh my god, dude, that's so fun. It's so cringy. It's so terrible to say, but that was what it was back then. Like, just thinking about like Eddie Murphy stand up, like Delirious. There's a bunch of shit that he says in there that would never fly today, but it was funny back then.
Yeah. And you go back to something more recent, like white chicks with the Wayans brothers.
Yeah.
I've never seen that movie, but I heard it's really funny.
And I miss you. And I need you. To Terry Crews. Terry Crews is in that movie? Yes, he's the reason why you need to watch that movie. He's the reason.
Yeah.
You're not white? Oh.
Get your ass off my face.
Oh, dude, Terry Crews was funny in that movie. I think
that movie didn't come out too long ago. Maybe 10 years tops,
20,
right?
No, dude, that thing's about 20 years old now. Hold on. White girls.
White chicks.
Or white chicks. White chicks, my bad. You're right.
That's a 20-year-old movie?
Yeah. 2004, literally 20 years.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't know it was that old.
2004. When did it come out? It's rated a 5.8 on IMDb. But it's won 3 awards and 13 nominations for whatever.
That 3 awards for like Razzies, or that 3 awards for just
probably for Razzies.
Movie awards.
Dude, this movie is horrible.
Talking Soul Man or White Chicks?
White Chicks. Okay. Soul Man too. That's bad.
I mean, it can't be as cringy though as Soul Man though.
Oh, dude, maybe we should get the DVD of Soul Man and review.
I don't know. I feel gross just buying a DVD for that movie.
It's worth revisiting this movie after X amount of years of not watching it. Even after watching the trailers, it still looks interesting, even though it aged already. It didn't age well.
You know what's a trip too? I was just doing the math. He was like, it's $57,975 to go to Harvard over the next 3 years. I'm doing the math. I'm like, that's $17,000, $18,000 a year for tuition and for living costs, for living expenses. I'm like, I wish I had that right there. I wish it was only $53,000 to get into Harvard.
He's coming from a yuppie family that pays for his way to school.
No, that's why this is the greatest day in the world. You're paying your own way.
Exactly. Like the dad, finally just came to realize, like, why am I spoiling
you? Fuck that. You want to go to school? You pay for it. I'm taking it upside down over here in my backyard. I'm going to have some cocktails.
I forgot how Jackie Nelson kind of reacted to the fact that he made that announcement, like, "Hey, Dad, I'm black." I forgot the reaction to that. That's probably the only reason why
I forgot a lot of this movie,
That was
and then watching it now, I'm like,
funny.
oh boy,
That's
it's a
rough.
little, yeah,
That's rough, but
it's a little
fun.
rough. Yeah,
Rough but fun.
I mean, I remember watching it as a kid and being entertained. Obviously, I knew nothing about like
racism.
And I was just like, oh, it's a funny movie. But obviously, as you get older, you kind of see the overtones of what they're trying to show in that movie.
Yeah. Maybe we can book the original writer if they're still alive. Maybe.
Wow, dude, you're shooting for the stars, aren't you?
Hey, might as well.
Might as well. Shit, you are shooting for the stars. I love it, Red. Say, try it. Shit, we're a pop culture show. See what happens. We're a pop culture show where guys just come by and hang out and talk talk about 80s movies and comic books. Yeah,
that'd be a great idea. Yeah, let me look into that. But yeah, okay. So on a grading scale, what would you grade this trailer and the movie, and then would you watch it now?
Okay, I definitely would not watch it now. I think I've made it perfectly clear. I'm grading it. I'm gonna have to go with a 1.
Ooh, that's you were not entertained by that whatsoever. That's what you're telling me. A 1 tells me that you're like,
I was very
cringy.
As an adult now watching it, it felt
dirty,
very cringeworthy.
Cringy.
And I was like, I can't do this.
It was cringy. I'm not gonna lie. I was laughing though. I was laughing on the inside hard. I'm gonna give this trailer a 6.5. Yeah, that's what a good 80s comic book should come back as an 6.5. I wouldn't watch it, but still, because of what it did, fuck yeah.
Okay, I'll give it an 8.0, and yes, I would.
Wow,
watch it.
I'm not surprised.
Wow.
I would rewatch it.
All three of us are just opposite ends of this like triangle.
Well, no, I think Red and I are on the opposite. You're kind of like right in the middle.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch it again, but the trailer was funny. Yeah, I'll play that. I'll be that guy. I'll be the legit middleman of that one.
Teasers for it, then we might as well just dive right in for the rest of it.
I mean, yeah,
it's been 40 years. At least for me.
I mean, for everyone, it's not relative. It came out 40 years ago. It's not like it was 40 years for you, but 27 for someone else, right?
Well, how recent everybody else seen it, but I don't think it's or going on rotation on TV.
When did that come out? Like 88, 89?
Let's see. Hold on. Let me confirm.
Soul Man? Yeah.
Just let your soul glow. Is that through 86?
When?
October 24th, 1986.
86.
Oh, so what is that?
Right. Leslie Nielsen was in it 38 years ago.
Yeah.
October 24th, 1986. Yeah, about 34 years ago.
Okay. Well, all right. I feel gross. I think I need to take a shower now.
Just want to show off something real fast, you guys. Here.
Oh, art germ. What is that?
Yep, art germ.
Yeah, let's leave on a good note, man.
Art germ. Here. Let me do this. I'm gonna share something. All right. Let me do this real fast. So I'm gonna do this on my Instagram just for funsies. All right, just for funsies. I'm gonna be giving this away. This is a Marvel portfolio of art germ, and it's got some of his works up here. Like Arrow up here. I'm surprised I'm even giving this away. Arrow, Black Cat, Gwen, Spider-Man right here. So on my Instagram, I'm going to be posting something something later on this week, and it's just, pretty simple. Just let me know what your favorite art germ cover is, and tag 3 friends. I want to try to grow my Instagram page, so I'm going to do a little giveaway. So keep an eye out on my Instagram page, E-Man's World of Geek on IG. I'm going to have a giveaway for this awesome Stanley Art Germ book. Just follow the instructions that I'm going to leave there. I should be doing like a little drawing for it sometime next week. The winner gets this right here, and I'll probably throw some other comic books just for funsies also, just for just as a thank you for following me and hanging out with me and, watching the C-List Villains podcast as well. So just Just want to do that right quick, because I haven't done a giveaway in a while.
Very cool, man. Very cool. I feel a lot better ending the show on that note.
Well, I'm glad. I am glad.
Yeah.
All right, AJ, go ahead. Send us
All
off,
right,
man.
guys. Well, with that being said, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Make sure you guys follow those directions on E-Man's IG, E-Man's World of Geek. Again, he's got a contest going. So make sure you guys tune in for that. Or not tune in, but make sure you guys enter that drawing, I guess you could
Pay
say.
for shipping too. He's not a cheap bastard.
I'll pay. Yeah, I'll pay for shipping. Ah, shit, I will.
Well, you said it, so now it's out there.
Yeah, it's out there. I'll pay for shipping.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all next week. Peace out. Thanks again for listening to another episode of the Sealess Villains podcast, your cultivators of the comic culture. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and email us at sealessvillains@gmail.com. You can also leave us a voicemail or text us at 209-975-7597. Be sure to join Luke Week's Facebook group, Rare Keys and First Appearance Comics. And you can follow us